Can you imagine never being interested in being in the spotlight and then suddenly being plunged into the spotlight? Well, that is what happened with our guest Blanka, and we're going to share that today on Black Ram TV's podcast, Gaining Ground. My name is Daniela Siggia. I am Chief Strategist and Creative Director at Black Ram Media Group, Inc. Hi, Blanka.
Hi, my name is Blanka Szukalska Heublein, and nice meeting you.
Thank you for joining us today. So, pretty neat story with Blanka, so I'll give everybody the condensed version. Basically, her grandmother lived an epic life, and Blanka shared that story with a lifelong friend who happened to be a very accomplished author, and convinced Blanka to let her turn it into a book, and it became a bestseller, which is cool in and of itself. Blanka, how's that been for you?
Yes, and unexpected, and I'm pinching myself every day because it feels like it's a dream. It was a dream of my life since I was 11, I believe, to write about my family, especially about my grandmother. And at some point in my life, I was introduced to Anna Striewska, that is a Polish author that writes with heart and soul. And we shared our informations, and from anticipating possibly one book, it went into 3 books, which is very overwhelming and emotional journey for myself because I've never anticipated being on any stage other than my own kitchen. And, yes.
I can attest to this. So I know Blanka, full disclosure, socially. And when this conversation about the book started to happen, she said, but I'm anonymous. No one's ever going to know that it's my family. And then the book launch started to come closer, and her friend Anna said, why don't you come for the launch? And Blanka said, I will, but I'm going to sit in the back of the room. I'm coming to support you as the author, and I'm so grateful you wrote about my family, but I don't want to be the center of attention. And Anna said, okay, because otherwise she knew Blanka wouldn't come. But then when the launch happened, they actually just thrust you into the spotlight and handed you a microphone, and the first thing she did was cry. Tell us about that.
Yes, I did. And Anna's approach was actually, you're not hyperventilating, so take the microphone and you're sitting next to me. Well, I was overwhelmed, and I started breathing. I started to do very, very deep breathing that my daughter taught me in her yoga lessons. Unfortunately, it worked only for a while because the first question was, why did you write the book? Who is Stefania? Well, this was in reference to my grandmother, and she was my idol, and I will try not to cry again, but this is a very emotional story in my life. This is someone who was a pillar of the family, foundation of my whole existing family, which is very small. But yes, it was extremely overwhelming, and I started to make eye contact with people that I thought were friendly, and breathing and answering all of those questions, and pinching myself at the same time because I could seriously not believe where I am. Is this reality? Or is it my dream? I really didn't know what I was getting myself into.
But you survived.
Yes, I did. And I enjoyed it the second time.
You did. The second time you enjoyed it. So the first time, so people that are listening, sometimes you figure, well, I can understand somebody that wants to be a celebrity and then they become a celebrity. It's great. But not everybody wants it when that attention arrives. And the first time is usually going to be terrible. You'll embarrass yourself. You'll say the wrong thing. I remember guest lecturing at a university, and my knee gave out and I fell on the stage. I dropped in the middle of a sentence, right? So we all have to go through those. It's like you're hazing as a public figure. And now you're enjoying these interviews.
Yes, I do. But at the same time, I was enjoying those interviews because I was talking about Stefania, the foundation of my family.
So, aside from the book and aside from your grandmother, because the Blanka I know isn't Stefania's granddaughter, although you are. I know Blanka, the intelligent, vivacious, very, ambitious woman. You're a businesswoman. You have a lot of different interests. Your kids are talented. Your husband's talented. So there's a lot going on there yourselves. See, she's cringing. She wouldn't let me do this on video.
No, I really don't know what to tell you. Yes, I am a very disciplined person. But at the same time, we go through stages in our life where things are happening that you weren't expecting it. I grew up in an immigrant family where it was set from morning till evening. Well, you don't give up. You just have to deal with the rain today. Tomorrow the sun will come out. And there was always discipline involved. Yes, I'm very much interested in history and like to pass on history to the next generation. Yes, I'm very, very driven. I do speak 3 languages, not by choice. I was forced to due to immigration. My parents, I had no other choice. But yes, I do value education, history, and I love Nova Scotia, Annapolis Royal the most, and I feel here like at home.
And now you've reconnected with people in Poland, and you're seeing a lot of synergies where you think that mutual businesses, for example, or there could be opportunities for Polish businesses here and vice versa for Canadian manufacturers that might want to look at Poland as a business interest. Is that correct?
Yes, very much so. And the country has changed, Poland, referring to Poland, has changed drastically. And it was actually nice to see because everything has been restored. And there is a lot of foreign investors as well as wealthy business Polish people that are looking into countries that they could potentially retire or invest. Where I see 2 similarities between Nova Scotia and Poland because we're very much alike. Nova Scotia reminds me of many times of Poland, very much so, especially the older generation. So I would like to introduce maybe those 2, not different, but worlds to one another and try to benefit from it.
And you're also trying to get the book eventually translated, and would it be great to have that published in Canada?
Yes, it would be. And I have approached, because I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get as much guidance as I can, because this is very unexpected for me. Because for me, the idea was write a book, sit in a corner, and have it published. I shouldn't say unfortunately. The book became a bestseller, and now I'm trying... Because,
and Anna made you a celebrity in Poland.
Yes, she did. And many other newspapers and people that I have visited, libraries. And I believe YouTube is one of them. And I have a podcast now, Polish one, every Sunday, every 2 weeks, with one of the bloggers. But yes, I would like to publish the book because it not only has generated a lot of interest, but it's about passing history to the next generation that they can maybe learn from it. And just to know their own roots.
Now, your daughter Damaris has been one of your big cheerleaders through this whole process. What's it like for her to see her grandmother? Had she met her grandmother?
No.
No. So what was it like for her to read her grandmother's story in such a professional way?
She was as emotional as I was, I would say, because her answer was, I was listening to those stories for so many years, and now I finally understand, and I know where my strength is coming from.
And there she goes, folks.
There she goes, and I cannot stop. But
Now we have to hand her a Kleenex.
yes.
But as your publicist, what I would say is I love when you cry on tape because it's good for sales.
I've heard this before, but this is real. My daughter, really, she understands her own roots. She's studying psychology, so she's also a yoga teacher. But she understands where the strength is coming from, who is it coming from, and of course her cooking. I don't know. Well, we enjoy cooking in the whole entire family, and I guess it was passed on since generations.
So now that you're a public figure, most especially in the Polish community, there's opportunities opening up for you. For example, doing a cookbook about your grandmother's recipe now that your grandmother herself is a celebrity, right? So there's a lot of different opportunities available to you. How do you choose which one you want to do? I mean, today you were even broached about a potential reality show. So stuff's getting really real right now. How do you manage that?
Well, I'm trying to pinch myself every time and write everything down, but I really don't know which way to maneuver. I'm just taking day by day and trying to find the best way to get my book published in English and see what happens. But I do have a lot of interest, as simple as running, exercising, cooking. I enjoy cooking, and I enjoy most when people enjoy eating. It's part of my heritage. But everything else, I'm learning day by day, and I'm trying to take everything in because it really is overwhelming.
Are you excited? I mean, we met shortly because we both moved to the Annapolis Royal area around the same time. And when we both got here, neither of us really knew what we were going to do. And I have a feeling, tell me if I'm wrong, because we were both coming from Ontario and we were both really exhausted from our careers, where we were saying we're not going to do anything. And we would go to the wine bar and hang out at the wine bar and say, isn't this great? Because in Annapolis Royal, all you do is socialize.
Well, this was the plan, and it was great.
But we failed at it
epically.
epically.
Very much so. And yes, I did enjoy the wine, and I joined the people and everything. But at the same time, I was writing a book for 4 years that became a trilogy. I wasn't anticipating any of it, and I am not a public figure, but now I am. And I have a great family support. I've met best people ever, but Annapolis Royal especially has a lot of history, and I feel like this is my home. I was just as I was touring the book, I was 3 weeks in Poland, and I couldn't wait for the first time to go and actually say I'm going home, and I'm excited about it. There's something magical happening in this town that every person, every business is involved in, and I just see endless potential in regards to everything.
Yeah, and that's what I found here. I kind of cleaned the slate when I came here and was looking forward to doing very little, and instead my media company took off and I got appointed to an economic development council, and then we opened a store in town and you're at a store in town, and it's just non-stop action. And now all this stuff between you and Poland, and then you calling saying, Daniela, help me, I'm a celebrity and I don't know what to do.
Yes, and Daniela's business is the best because it connects every single person around the world, and there's endless opportunities. And well, if you have ever visited Annapolis Royal, you just don't want to leave. There is some sort of an energy. There is a lot of creativity. There's people that want to try to accomplish something, build something as a community, and it goes well. It's energies connect, and we build, well, or expand our horizons endlessly.
And how do you feel this pushing past all your comfort zones and
Well, first I felt nauseous. I'm not going to lie to you, and overwhelmed. I stopped the crying. I tried to minimize the crying. Customers, people that I meet every day, they will tell me, they will say, "Oh, we know you. You wrote the book." Well, not really. Anna did, but well, we shared the story, and yeah, it's based on true events, but it is overwhelming. I really don't know what to do with it when people are asking me to sign a book. That's what was happening in Poland.
They were asking you to autograph the book Anna wrote.
Yes, so there was 2 lines, one for Anna and one designated area in the book that I requested with the publisher for dedicated to Stefania, which was my grandmother. So I was signing, so Anna would sign first. The second one, it was me signing the granddaughter of Stefania. Thank you for a wonderful evening, Blanka.
So, as someone who's been observing this from well before you thought that you'd ever be in the public, what amazes me is how sometimes people hold themselves back from really reaching their full potential, usually because they're scared. And when you get out of your own way, which you did, and I remember the party that we were at, and you were telling us why you weren't going to go to Poland for the book signing. And we were with another girlfriend of ours, La Moraine, and we said, do you want us to tell you what you want to hear, or do you want us to be your friends? And you said, be my friend. And then we both at the same time said, you're full of shit, Blanka. Stop playing small, right? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do, very much so.
And as soon as you got out of your way, it's not just the book that took off and became a bestseller, and that's great for Anna, and it's fantastic for you because now you have a public platform you didn't really have before. So we could just turn steroids on all the stuff you're working on, right? But look at the opportunities you're now bringing to other people. People that want to bring their businesses here, or businesses here that didn't know there was an opportunity in Poland, and now suddenly they do. And I already know of one business where you've made a connection and there's discussions happening, and that could be rather substantial. That wasn't a small beans connection. So to me, it's like sometimes when you're standing in the way of your own success, you're preventing everybody else that could benefit from it too. And now I think you're kind of seeing it.
Well, now I kind of see. I still cannot really realize and honestly believe that this is not a dream. This is reality. But it's true. Yes, you getting out of your comfort zone. You have your family as a backup, and your children very proud of you, and a husband, and the dogs, and the cat. It's just, it opens up so many doors, and it connects so many people that you didn't even thought about it, because you just don't think about it. You just go about your life. You do things that people do on every day. And yes, but you can connect many lives, and many people can benefit from it, like many businesses. One of them is Crown and Anchor. The other one is Loose Ends, Mad Hatter. People are supporting one another in this community. Tap Room. People get together there on Fridays for karaoke and evenings. Yes, there's something that I never thought about it, but yes, there is a huge connection among all of us internationally.
It's a community. There's a true sense of community here that maybe it's because we're still a small town. We get busy around tourist season, but we're a small town and it feels like that. So it's easier, I think, to make a difference here. And it really counts when you're trying.
Most definitely, because it's like you said, it's a small town, and businesses, people connect on personal levels, not just through email or phone calls. No, we actually see one another, and we all care, and we just want to do great things here in this town. And it feels like, yes, it is a community, but in some areas you feel this is your family.
Yep, absolutely.
We care about one another, and we have met people that finally are connecting on every level possible, and we care about one another, and we have the time to care about one another, and we thrive as a community. And yes, you could call me in the middle of the night and say, please, I'm stuck on some 2-lane highway, and I would be there, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And another thing that is very important in this town, everyone loves animals.
Yes.
Everyone cares about dogs, cats, donkeys, goats. We all share the same interest, and we enjoy wine.
Yep. So if you're into that, you may want to consider Annapolis Royal as your home. Yeah, it's a good place. It was a fantastic place to land. Am I ever grateful that I ended up here? So, Blanka, you've got a lot to plan, starting with the public profile. Now that we need to build you one, we have our work cut out for you, but you seem up to the task, and your confidence is growing every day. And I really feel like Blanka, you kind of exemplify every one of my clients. That's who I end up with. People that have a big path ahead, and they were given a big purpose, and they didn't want it. Right?
Well, yes, thank you very much. That's very true. And if it wasn't for you and your company, Black Ram, I wouldn't be able even to do this, because I'm not a public person whatsoever. I enjoy my walks with my dogs on the trail, but that's about it. I don't know what you say. Without anyone helping me or trying to help me or navigate me through this, I wouldn't know what to do.
Well, now you've got the support and a fantastic family and an amazing community that's going to cheer you on. You've already been invited to do a signing and a talk at Mad Hatter Bookstore. So that'll be good. And we've got you doing another podcast next week with Ms. Benkley. And things are going to roll quite nicely for you, I have a feeling.
Thank you, Holly at Mad Hatter, and thank you for the podcast, Ms. Benkley. Yes, very much so. I don't think how I would survive this without you, but most of all, because of Daniela and Black Ram, I wouldn't be able to exist or breathe nowadays.
Maybe breathe. I'll give you exist. You're doing just fine. But yeah, I think we're helping you with the breathing just a little.
Yes.
So, folks, you are not alone. For those of you that are cringing at the pressures of public life, the first time you have to speak publicly, the first time you do something embarrassing like cry or fall like I did,
yes.
you'll laugh. You'll in the moment you'll be mortified, but that'll be a story you're gonna love to tell. So it's all good. So thank you very much for joining us, and I look forward to sharing more from beautiful Blanka and her wonderful story and her amazing family, and you'll be seeing a lot more of them soon. Thank you very much for joining us. Please visit us again at blackrammedia.com.